I didn't need anyone to tell me that Sunday afternoon at MetLife Stadium was going to be different from any ordinary football game because the energy in the air made it clear the moment I stepped out of the car. The Kansas City Chiefs versus New York Giants matchup was already a highly anticipated event, but the buzz had very little to do with the usual game day excitement. It had everything to do with the fact that Travis Kelce and his fiancée, global superstar Taylor Swift, were spotted arriving at the stadium. From the second the first pictures hit social media, it felt as though the stadium had shifted into something larger than life, something far beyond sports. It became a cultural moment, one that blurred the lines between entertainment, celebrity, and football in a way I had never seen before. I watched fans pointing their phones toward the gates, screaming at the top of their lungs the moment the couple appeared. Travis stood out immediately in a sleek, dark purple suit paired with a crisp white shirt, no tie, and black sunglasses that gave him an effortless edge. He walked with the kind of confidence only an NFL star can carry, knowing all eyes were on him. But it was Taylor who captivated everyone even more, not because she was dressed extravagantly, but precisely because she wasn't. In a simple black dress, her hair braided, and a beige baseball cap shielding her from the flashes of dozens of cameras, she radiated an understated presence. It was as though she deliberately chose not to steal the spotlight from Travis, sending the message that she was there as a supporter, a partner, and not as the center of attention. And yet, without even trying, she became the moment everyone was talking about. Security swarmed around them, forming a shield as they moved toward the VIP entrance. Police officers in their blue uniforms kept the outer perimeter secure, while men in dark suits scanned the crowd with sharp eyes, ensuring that no one got too close. I overheard someone near me whisper, "This doesn't even feel like an NFL game anymore. It feels like the Oscars." And they weren't wrong. The flashes of cameras didn't stop, the chants of fans didn't slow down, and every step Travis and Taylor took together seemed to set off another ripple of energy through the crowd. It wasn't just a celebrity sighting, it was a spectacle, one that elevated the Chiefs versus Giants game into something unforgettable. Inside the stadium, the conversation wasn't just about football strategies or starting lineups. Everywhere I turned, people were talking about Taylor Swift. Fans in Chiefs jerseys held up handmade signs with messages like Taylor Red Heart Travis and Swiftie Chiefs Kingdom, while teenagers wore friendship bracelets spelling out the couple's initials. I even saw one family of Giants fans admitting that they were more excited to see Taylor in the stands than to watch their own team play. "She makes the game special," a young fan said with her voice trembling, as though she couldn't quite believe Taylor was actually in the same stadium. The significance of Taylor's presence at Travis's games has become impossible to ignore. She just wrapped up a massive European tour, and the fact that she chose to fly into New York specifically for this matchup speaks volumes. Her schedule is one of the busiest in the world, and yet she always seems to carve out time to support Travis at the moments that matter most. A source close to the couple once said, "Taylor wants to be a part of his journey. This is her way of showing love and support." Watching her walk in by his side, I realized how true that was. She didn't need the cameras or the headlines. She wanted to be there for him, to be his grounding force in the middle of the chaos. The presence of the two of them together didn't just change the atmosphere inside the stadium, it changed the way the game itself was framed. Suddenly, this wasn't just about the Chiefs trying to secure their first win of the season, or the Giants proving their defense could hold up. It became about the spectacle, the storylines, the merging of sports and pop culture in a way that only happens once in a generation. Some fans even admitted that regardless of who won or lost, this game would always be remembered for Taylor Swift's appearance at MetLife. I thought back to how the Chiefs had started the season. Winless in 2 games, struggling offensively with rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy sidelined by injury, Kansas City had been leaning heavily on Travis to step up and lead. He had already produced consistently even with the team's difficulties, and his chemistry with Patrick Mahomes remained the backbone of the offense. Analysts were quick to say this game would once again hinge on Travis's ability to find openings against a Giants defense that had already allowed touchdowns to opposing tight ends in consecutive weeks. The pressure on his shoulders was enormous, but somehow his walk into the stadium with Taylor beside him made it feel as though he was more ready than ever. As kickoff drew closer, the cameras kept cutting to the stands, searching for Taylor. And when they found her, the crowd erupted louder than they had for any player introduction. Dressed casually, cheering with genuine excitement, she didn't look like the world's biggest pop star. She looked like someone in love, invested in her partner's success, living in the moment. It was a humanizing sight, a reminder that beneath the fame, she was just Taylor, cheering on Travis. And yet, at the same time, the ripple effect of her presence was monumental. Television ratings spiked, social media exploded, and suddenly this Chiefs versus Giants game had become one of the biggest cultural events of the NFL season. I couldn't help but reflect on how far this relationship had come in such a short time. Their engagement earlier this year solidified them as one of the most powerful couples in the world, blending the realms of sports and music like never before. Everywhere they go, whether it's an NFL game, a red carpet, or a music event, they command attention. But here, in the middle of MetLife Stadium, it felt like more than just attention. It felt like history. I watched them walk through the chaos, holding on to their composure, and it struck me they weren't just participating in the moment, they were creating it. By the time the game started, the energy inside the stadium had reached a fever pitch. The Giants were determined, the Chiefs desperate for a win, and Travis Kelce knew all eyes were on him. But for me and for so many others, the story of the day was already written. It wasn't just about football anymore. It was about a couple whose love story had transcended their individual careers, whose presence together could transform an ordinary Sunday game into a Hollywood-level event. I've been to dozens of NFL games, but I had never seen anything quite like this. The combination of cheers, chants, flashing cameras, tight security, and the sweet simplicity of a couple walking hand in hand created an atmosphere that was both overwhelming and unforgettable. As I left the stadium that night, I knew that the memory of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce at MetLife Stadium would stay with me forever. Wherever they go, they don't just attend events, they redefine them. And on that September afternoon, they turned a football game into the center of the world.